We are officially recording.
We are recording. So hello everyone, and I know a number of you couldn't make tonight, so hey, for those that are pre-recorded. And I know I've got a load of questions of like next steps and kind of queries and extra questions about some of the videos that people have watched this week. But what I thought would be really nice to start off with is, you've heard a lot of information, and sometimes I personally feel like that's great, but hearing a little bit about who's in this team and what it is that you're actually joining, I think is really super important, because I think one of the things about Beachbody is it's changed my life so astronomically. I've only been in here for 3 years, or like just under 3 years, and Scotty's been around for much longer. But then, like Kirsty, you've only been around as a coach like 2 months, and Fee since October last year. So I think it's really wonderful to kind of just find out a little bit from a few different perspectives of how Beachbody has changed our lives, first of all, and then a little bit more about who we're looking for, because I think it's a lot of information, and as a team we've got some real core values. As a company we've got core values, but as a team there's sort of like specific people that we're looking for. We're not just out there looking for any Tom, Dick and Harry, so to speak. So I don't know, I suppose, Scotty, can we start with you? And I promise we won't kind of make this too long, but I'd just love to know, you've been doing this for sort of 8-9 years, so it would be great to hear about how, what's changed in your life since joining.
Yeah, I mean, it could take an entire hour, so that's a problem with me getting on here, because
I tell you what, like an elevator pitch, I want 60 seconds.
Oh, man, okay, I've never done that in my entire 9 years of coaching, but I'll do the very best I can. I'll do it like 2 to 3 minutes. So maybe like some of you guys, I started out with these home workouts. For example, it was P90x in the meal plan back in 2010. It was just a complete and random stranger at the time, a neighbor that was from our church, was coming to kind of try to get me and my wife and my family back to church, because we hadn't been to church forever. And this dude was just like jacked, like his arms were sticking out of his shirt, and like he had all this confidence and energy. And he had 2 little girls at the time. I had 2 little girls. And I just remember like asking him, like, dude, like, what are you doing? Like, you got 2 little girls, you look like that. I have 2 little girls and I'm fat. So give me some advice. And he was a strength training coach for the American football team for the high school kids. So he's like, you can come strength train with us. Unfortunately, I couldn't strength train with them or go with them because they went at 6:00 a.m. And my current work schedule was 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. So I went to work from 5 a.m., got off at 5 p.m. When I got home, my wife had already left to her job, which was 3 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. And she would just drop the kids off at a babysitter, one of the neighbors. So I was like, do you have something I could do at home? And he's like, you should do that P90x workout. So one thing about me, whenever I decide to truly do something, I go all in with it. So I went all in with it, 90 days following the meal plan, doing the P90x DVDs in my house. And I lost 38 pounds and I had abs for the first time. And I just remember the feeling of like, I feel so incredible. Like I have all this extra energy. I just like am just fired up, and my confidence levels are going up. And I naturally started to tell people, they'd be like, my friends would be like, dude, what are you doing? Like, you're like running on your lunch break now instead of napping in your car. Like, oh, you have all this. And they would see my before after pictures and my progress pictures. And I just fell in love with the process of saying like, dude, you have to do insanity. Like, you have to do P90X. If you do it, you're going to feel incredible and you're going to get great results. So that's how my journey started. I was invited, kind of like you guys are right now, to become a coach about 3 months, like right about the time I put those pictures up on Facebook. And some Beachbody coaches were trying to recruit me to become coaches. But in all reality, I hated the Beachbody coaching thought at that moment, because I received a bunch of scripts, like copy and pasted, like, you want to have a 3-way chat with my upline coach and me, and all of these things. And some of them were identical. And I was like, I'm never going to be a part of that thing. I had no idea what it was, but I was like, I'm never going to do that thing. But I was working 12-hour days, not because I love to work 12-hour days in a steel factory. And my wife was working nights, not because she loved to work nights. It's because we were having a hard time paying our bills and living that paycheck to paycheck life. So I was looking for a way to earn some money. I was doing all the extra things. I was helping people do their roofs. I was painting fences, all of those things on the side. And so I was curious, and I looked on YouTube and I watched a bunch of coaches and I watched their videos. And that's how I found my coach. I had a phone call with her. She answered all my questions. She invited me to become a coach. And I was like, that's cool that it works for you and all, but it's not for me. Like, that's cool. I'll just keep helping people, but I'm not going to get signed up. I'll keep sending people P90X and do insanity. But the reality of it is I was just scared. Like I'd never used social media before in that aspect. I didn't look like my coach, Lindsay Matway, looks. So I didn't think I could attract people the way that she was. And so I just had all these fears and doubts. And I really didn't know if I could take on the extra time. Like already working 12 hours, then I would get home. I'd have 2 little girls by myself while my wife was at work. I'd go to bed, wake up, and do the same thing over and over. But it was about 8 months of watching my coach, watching how she was helping people, seeing the vision that she had for her life and the way that her life was changing and her energy and her positivity, all of that. And I just kept thinking like, man, I want that. I want that. I want that. Like I would be sitting in my cubicle and I would see her stuff on Facebook and I'm like, man, I want that type of life, not this type of life. And it was about 3 weeks after the birth of my daughter, Ellie, my 3rd daughter, that I remember. We don't have, for those of you that are in the UK, we don't have like a lot of health benefits for when the babies are born. We got to pay for all of that. And so, it's 3 weeks after she was born and we had like the hospital bill, the doctor bill, anesthesiologist bill. And I just remember opening those up early in the morning, sitting in my cubicle. And I just remember feeling this weight on my shoulders. Like I felt like my cubicle was spinning around and it was just those feelings of like, I don't know if you've ever felt like this before, but it was like, what in the heck am I going to do? Like, I'm already paycheck to paycheck. I'm already working 12-hour days. And now I have $3,000 to pay for the birth of this child. And now the extra diapers. And I'm like, do I have to go back to school? Because I was a college dropout. I was like, do I have to get a second full-time job? Does my wife have to get a better paying full-time job in the day, perhaps? And we put the kids in daycare and someone else raises them. And then the light just came on that morning, just like, do Team Beachbody coaching. It's like, it's something you can do from home on your work break that's not going to take away further from the family. And you can slowly build that extra income and do that. So that day is the day that I signed up as a coach. It was April 11th, 2011. And I would say it's the day that my fear of not knowing how to provide for my family became greater than my fear of failing as a coach or at building some type of business. So that's my story in a nutshell. I worked super, super hard 7 days a week, every night, instead of playing Call of Duty when I put the kids to bed. I worked on my building my business, helping people get results. And within 14 months, my wife and I both actually left our full-time jobs in June of 2012. And it's been our full-time career ever since June of 2012. And I do have to say, Beachbody does not guarantee any level of success or income. It's a reflection of your own diligence, effort, and skill. But that's my story in a gist. So I've been doing this now full-time for 8.5 years. It's my birthday today. And like, I remember sitting at my job before and you're like, why do I have to work on my birthday? But this is the thing where I'm like, I just got done with my workout with my daughter and I'm like excited to do, like, what else am I going to do? Like sit on the couch and do nothing. I'm like, this is what I want to do. So the one thing I really love about coaching is that it's a real passion. It's something where I get to build an income and be significant, like feel like I'm making a significance in my life at the same time, which is incredible. So that's my story, not in 60 seconds, Hannah. But it wasn't an hour, so.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Scotty and I definitely have a love for saying like a million words when, a smaller amount will do. But I think you've got such a powerful story, Scotty. And I think that that's one of the things that when I started, thinking, you telling me that story 3 years ago, and I thought, do you know what, like, that can, even though we haven't got the healthcare bills and all of that sort of stuff, it's that kind of like passion and want to, I was using these programs back in 2011 and it wasn't an opportunity back then, but I've got, an innate passion and energy, I like to call, for wanting to help others. I work in the NHS. I don't do it for the money. I do it because I want to help change and inspire and, all of those types of things. And actually I was having a call with a lady the other evening and she said to me, so you're not actually taking maternity leave. And I was like, well, I am from my NHS job, but I don't feel like I need maternity leave from this, because this doesn't feel like a job. Like being able to help other people with their well-being goals, with their health and that sort of stuff, like I don't need a break from that. Like every time someone sends me a message and question or whatever it is, or says, you know, my life has changed in this way because of the support you've given me. Duh, like that's why I'm here. And I feel like I'm kind of like living into my purpose for what I'm intended to be here for. So anyway, thank you for sharing, Scotty. Yeah. Kirsty, can I ask you, like, I'm sorry, love, I'm putting you on the spot, but you've only been a coach for a couple of months, but you've been in the community probably about 18, maybe just over a year, 18 months. So I'd love to know, like, what's changed for you since you became part of this community?
A lot. It's completely changed my entire personality, actually, my entire life. I had a lot of struggles before I started, personally, mentally, and a lot of issues. And just being part of it has and having that something to do with myself every day that was just for me, has just given me a purpose, a huge purpose, and got me a lot healthier and fitter, and my nutrition and all these things as well. But I think the mindset part for me is the bit that's really made the difference in my life. And so I think I did Morning Meltdown 100 after a call with Scotty and you back when it started, and I couldn't afford to buy the program at the time, so I waited for it to be released. And doing those 100 workouts back to back just gave me that buzz that this is what I'm doing every morning. I'm going to get up, I'm going to do this, I'm going to, you know, day after day after day after day, and it's stuck. And I loved it so much, and just I love the programs. I absolutely love the variety and the community of all the girls cheering you on when you finish one, or you do that extra rep, or you do this. It's just such a big thing for me, because I don't get out a lot. I am literally in my own four walls a lot of the time, even without COVID. This is my life as a general rule of thumb. And so to have actual adult human beings that I can chat to whenever I want to, and who I can go, oh God, I really struggled with this, who else struggled with that, rather than just being sat there thinking, oh, do you know what, I can't be bothered with this today. It makes such a difference. And so when I chose to start coaching, because I'd pretty much been coaching my daughter already during lockdown, she decided she wanted to start, and we went through 2 different programs together. She lost over 3 stone. And I thought, well, if I can do this for her, why can't I do it for other people? And so that's where I'm at. And so I'm just, yeah, I mean, I work from home anyway. I have my own business from home. So I'm just kind of finding those little pockets of time in between my actual job to do the business. And I love it. I absolutely love it. I've never spoken to so many people in my life online. It's just amazing.
I know there's something about that, isn't there? And, you know, I think one of the things for me is, there was a couple of things actually that triggered what you were saying. Like for me, like talking about like working out, but working in, like that's something that I really, like, I believe in wholeheartedly. Like change starts from within. And so many people say to me, how are you so motivated? How do you stay consistent? Like, I don't get, like, how have you managed to do this stuff? You know, oh, I don't have the willpower, which I bloody hate that phrase. But how, you know, and I think that a lot of it is because we focus so much on the personal development aspects. Like, who do we need? Who do we want to become? Who do we want to become for our families, for our communities? You know, what is it that we want out of life? And actually that starts within, and then, you know, then doing the workouts. And actually Morning Meltdown 100 was absolutely the program. I started that when I was 7 weeks pregnant, and I got back from Summit from the States, and I started that program, and I don't know how I did it. I have no bloody clue, but I got through it. And, you know, it then got me in that state of being consistent with my journey and with my wellness, like my overall wellness journey. Right from then, I had such an unhealthy pregnancy, and I thought, you know, if I can show other people that I can do this, feeling sick and do it, you know, anyone can do this. And I think that, you know, inspiring that change in other people is like such a, it's such a gift, actually, and I think that that's kind of what I love about it so much. Anyway, we're going to crack on with the questions because we've got quite a few. And Damien, I will come to you and see if you've got any sort of specific ones, but there's a couple of that I think we've already answered, because a couple of people asked me about time management. And Chris, I know you covered this in your one, and actually Scotty and Kirsty, you've also said a little bit about time management. Is, you know, how much time does it take? You know, a lot of people have got full-time jobs, they've got kids, they've got other commitments. Like Fee, like you were a classic example, single mum, full-time job, lockdown, etc., etc. How do you fit being a coach and helping people get results and changing stuff for them in your day?
Yeah, my day's completely different from yours, Scotty. I don't do this full time. So yeah, as you said, Hannah, I work full time. I've recently become a single parent, so that's been a massive change, having to parent myself with a toddler. And it's wanting to do it, first of all. So I like my bed. I don't want to have to get up in the morning and do things, but I know that I have to get up early because I've got a 3-year-old. So if I want to have time for me, I have to get up earlier than him. So I now get up first thing in the morning, do my workout, which actually puts me in a good mindset anyway. So get up in the morning, do my workout, be a parent. Then I do my 9 to 5 job until lunchtime. On my lunch break, I probably do a couple of invites, or I go through my social media and have a couple of chats with people. Then I do my 9 to 5 in the afternoon. Then I parent. If the little one's playing with granny, or if somebody comes round or something, that gives me half an hour. Maybe when I'm making dinner, I'll be inviting people as well. And then when he goes to bed, I spend a couple hours at night time. That's my choice, and I think that's the difference. Is I could go and watch telly. I could quite happily just now go and lie in bed and watch a couple hours of rubbish TV, but I don't want to. So I spend a few hours at night doing coaching, talking to people. If I haven't done a workout in the morning because it's not worked out, I do my workout then. There's been nights, don't get me wrong, and you know this, Hannah, there's been nights where it's been midnight, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning before I've got my workout in. I've managed to speak to everybody I want to speak to, and I'm up at 6 o'clock the next morning, but that's the choice I make. So it's just about how much you want to actually fit in your day. If I want to invite 20 people, or I want to speak to the 10 women that I've been having conversations with, not even about coaching, just about life and things, well, I need to make the time to do it. So it's just about making choices. But for me, as I say, it's not a full time. It is any little pocket that I've got of time, I'll do it, something productive within those little pockets of time. That's awesome. The only way I can do it, but it works for me. So
absolutely. And I think what I love is the simplicity, because we have this, which tells you what, you know, it's essentially, yes, there's all the mental, there's Chrissy's got it as well, there's the mentorship, there's the training, there's all of that sort of stuff, but actually we've got proven systems in place of the activities that you need to do to grow your business. So it's not just sitting there and aimlessly scrolling, like that is like dedicated time. And I love that. That was one of the things that, like, I need to be organized, and coming into a new business and not having any business experience and not knowing where to start, I needed like that roadmap in place. So being told, right, these are the activities, and you can do them in a variety of ways because everyone is completely different. Again, that's what I love about this, is there's no set way of doing it, but actually having like, you need to do this. If you want to grow your business, this is how you grow it. This is how you get people results. This is how you coach them. This is how you help them change. But, you know, this is what you've got to do, essentially. And the fact that, well, 50% of this is about working on you and starting with you. I think, and like Chris was saying in his video the other day about, you know, that's how we all start our day, is working in. You know, I don't do any business stuff. I get up in the morning before the kids. I do my workout. I do my personal development. I do my meditation. You know, I do my little dance party in my kitchen, which everyone thinks I'm absolutely picking mental for. I do all of that stuff before I even think about business, but it sets me up in that mind frame. And actually, I'm better for my kids, and I'm better for my family and my friends because I've got that in. And the days that I don't do that, I'm a grumpy old bag. No, I'm kidding. Not always. Some days. Yesterday I was. But anyway, but go on, Chris. Sorry, love. You wanted to say something.
No, you actually covered a little bit of it then. That when you look at the breakdown of the day, you think, oh, what can I get done in 10, 15 minutes for what some of these breakdown things are? Actually, if you go into it like with the blinkers on, with intention and purpose, you can actually have like a massive impact. You can get a lot done. You can get a lot of value out of the time. Because I'm into boxing and most of my analogies are sporting related, it's sort of the difference between throwing wild punches and your opponent can see it coming and you're not really having much of an impact. But if you're concentrated, look at the target and then go for it, targeted, you can have like a much greater impact. So yeah, like part of it is picking out like a dedicated amount of time, but it's also if you're focused and going about it with purpose. So it's not like message, scroll. Oh, look at that. Not that, but like a machine. Boom, 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 boom. You can get a lot done in 15 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. And working in pockets of time. So there's a lot of people in our team who, don't have blocks of time, or, I have the kids all day, so there's no physical way I can fit it in. But when I was at work full time, I slotted it in at different points in the day and just whenever I could, really. Cool. Okay. So a couple of questions in terms of like own journeys and things like that. So I had a couple of questions about, I struggle with my own journey and being consistent. So I guess it wasn't like a question as such, but more of kind of a statement of how can, I'm not sure how I can help inspire others if I'm not doing it. But go on, Chris.
Well, I started coaching, like Scotty will know, I started coaching before I'd lost a pound, before I'd even moved, really. But I actually credit coaching and reaching out and helping other people as being one of the key components that has been missing in every other attempt at weight loss. You've probably heard me say this before, but I'm very big on the principle of sowing and reaping. So a lot of other businesses or weight loss or whatever is my journey, my struggle, my weight loss, me. And I happen to think that that's probably why a lot of people fail, because it's a bit too me-centric. If you're reaching out and helping other people, then you're sowing out. Okay, but if you're helping other people, then that means you've got to be accountable as well. So it's kind of like a symbiotic relationship. I help you, you help me, we're all helping each other. So in actual fact, whilst I understand what that person was saying, it's actually the very reason, like if they engage in this, why they're going to be a success. It seems counterproductive until you start doing it. It seemed backwards to me until I started doing it. And then I started getting results. People around me are getting results. So I'm like, oh, this is actually how you do it. You can't just be in a group and then just take. Part of it is giving out as well. And that's essentially what coaching is for me. That's how I started.
Absolutely. And do you know what? I a couple of weeks ago, I looked back at the questions and my first conversations with Scotty. And one of the first things I said to him is, no, I can't coach because I'm not at my goal weight. I just had a baby. And I was like, I'm like 3 stone heavier than before baby. How can I inspire and help other people? I can't even, I'm nowhere near where I want to be. There's nothing like being a coach than for your own health and fitness accountability. That's for sure.
Can I just add as well, I've never done any form of fitness before I joined you, Hannah, and that was only maybe 6 or 7 months before I started as a coach. So I had never done any form of fitness, didn't interest me at all. And when I started coaching, it was purely for the discount. And I said the same to you, how can I coach people when I don't know how to do half these programs? I've never done it. And as Chris said, a lot of it is actually other people doing it with you. And that's what keeps me accountable, is that these people are doing the journey with me and they're watching me doing it as much as I'm watching them doing it. And you don't have to be, that's the joy of it. You don't have to be super skinny or super strong or know it all, because I didn't do anything fitness wise at all before it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hannah, can I share something and ask a question?
Yeah, of course.
So just running off of what you guys are sharing right there, I get asked that all the time. Like, how have you stayed so consistent or motivated for 10 years? Like, because I've had broken collarbones, I've had surgery on, you know, my arms, all these different things over the past 10 years. And like, how do I keep going 10 years in? And one of the main reasons is because, like, I look at like my role as a coach, I'm like, I made a decision to be an example to other people. So on the days that I don't feel like it, now 10 years in, it's like, it becomes a habit and you love to work out, you love to run. Like like I said, it's my birthday. I didn't sleep well last night. I stayed up till like 3 a.m. All I wanted to do first thing after I got done with this morning appointment is I wanted to work out. So I went and worked out with my 13-year-old daughter. But there's times when you don't want to work out. There's going to be times when you don't want to work out, especially in the beginning when you're starting and it hurts and you're sore and all of that. But I think one of the main things that has kept me consistent for 10 years, where it's not like a yo-yo where you look good and then you gain it all back, and then you look good and then you gain it all back, is the accountability of like, I'm a coach. I need to be an example to other people. So I may wake up and be like, I don't want to work out. I don't feel like working out. I'm tired. I'm like, okay, if the people I'm trying to help followed my example today and chose the lazy card and didn't work out, they wouldn't be successful. So I think being a coach, that's one of the biggest things. Like turning 39 today, I'm like, I feel and look like I do today because of that, you know, because of that accountability I have as a coach. Now though, I want to ask, I have to run. What's your name? What's your first name?
Daryl.
Hey, Daryl. So Daryl, you have some sort of like thing that you're doing to help people right now. Is that correct? From what I...
Absolutely. Since the beginning of the pandemic, I started a program called Inside 30. So Inside 30 is a program like a HIIT training, similar to high intensity interval training, but it's also lit training as well. And the whole premise behind this is so it's all inclusive. I want to touch every age group, every fitness level, conditioned, deconditioned, maintenance phase. I'm becoming NASM certified. I'll have my certification at the end of this month. Be that as it may, I'm still looking for something in the nutritional component to follow along with that. And then I'm trying to narrow my market a little bit. I'm over 50 years old, so I'm trying to lock that in at 50 and up, because every time I host a walking group, host a fitness session, I continue to get the same comments: who's doing something for us over 50? And then I like people feeling good in their skin. I like to tell people we work from the inside out. If you feel good about yourself on the inside, whatever, regardless of how you look yourself in the mirror, I still need you to love who you are. And then we can work from right there. So having a nutritional component alongside of a fitness component is paramount to the success. And I agree with you in regards to setting an example. Actually becoming accountable is kind of like an endorphin drug as well. It pushes you. It's a catalyst to you continue to move each and every day, whether you have 3 minutes or 5 minutes. I'm not trying to take up your whole meeting, but I just thought I'd share that with you for a moment. You're hitting their head, nail on the head. Keep going.
Yeah. Dude, Daryl, first of all, 50 years old, like, I'm inspired. That's...
I blanked out then. I heard nothing after I'm 50. I was, what?
Yeah, you look great, man. I'm like, I was feeling confident that I look and feel good at 39. I'm like, I got 11 more years to look like Daryl. So Daryl, I know your question to me was kind of like, you just want to get some info on this program, how it works. So I want to break it down really simple. Like, you have your separate thing, and I've coached a lot of people for 9.5 years, people that are personal trainers, people that own gyms, people that are group fitness instructors. For example, we had an advancement in our team today, someone's business advancement. She's a group fitness instructor for like Orange Theory. She recently got let go, unfortunately, due to COVID. But so I've worked with a lot of people that do other things, that do coaching as well, combined with it hand in hand. So the way I want you to help you understand just how the business aspect works of Team Beachbody, how you can help people, 2 parts: how you can help people, and then how does it help you on the financial end, because it is a business end. There's basically 2 parts. Well, there's 3 parts, and we've talked about number 1 a lot already. Like, you work on yourself. You follow a meal plan, you do good nutrition, you work out, you work on your mindset, and you feel good yourself. That's number 1. That's the number 1 role as a coach. Number 2 is you help people get results. Your goal is to help somebody live a healthier, more fulfilling life. That's the mission of Beachbody, is to help others live a healthier, more fulfilling life. So obviously we have, like, our solution, or what we call the total solution with Beachbody, is we have Beachbody On Demand, which is a library of over 7,000 different workouts. Like, you have your workout program, that's cool. Like, they could do that, and you could have them do other things that are Beachbody related as well. Or they could just do your thing as far as the fitness. That really doesn't matter. That depends on what you want to do with it. But the way that the business end works is you have the fitness with Beachbody On Demand plus nutrition. Every fitness program that comes on Beachbody On Demand, whether it's P90x, Body Beast, Morning Meltdown 100, Muscle Burns Fat, any of these programs that we have, there's over 30 programs. Each of those programs comes with a specific meal plan inside of that program. So they log on. Beachbody On Demand is similar to like Netflix, except you don't just sit on the couch and watch it. You log in, you pick the program you want to do. There's a list of program materials where they calculate, their caloric intake, what they need, whether they want to gain weight, lose weight, or maintain weight. All that's there, and then it gives them a specific meal plan. So each program has that. So as far as nutrition and meal plans, you'll have that to help them with. Like, let's say they're doing your fitness, your HIIT program, and you want them to have some meal plan, like, you can plug them in to that as well. And then we have the whole supplement line of the Beachbody Performance line, which is super clean. There's the pre-workout, there's post-workout, there's both whey option and plant-based options. There's like slow release casein proteins that people can have at night as well. We have like post-workout, there's even creatines, there's all those things. We also have like Shakeology, which I've used every day for 9.5 years, which is, it's not a magic shake. Like, you and I both know you can't just drink a shake and you're going to be healthy and fit. But it does supplement somebody and helps them get dense nutrition on top of their meal plan. So I feel like with what you're doing, whether someone's running a CrossFit gym and wants to help people with their nutrition, like, I think Shakeology and the meal plans are a great way to further help the people coming to their CrossFit gym or to their boot camp. So you'll have all those options. And so that's step number 2 as a coach, is help people get results, live a healthier, more fulfilling life with those programs combined with what you're doing. So the basic, I went over the comp plan today, but the basics of that is you earn a 25% commission on all of those supplements that you might refer your people to use. If they buy Beachbody On Demand, it's $99 for the entire year. They get access to all 7,000 workouts plus the meal plans. That's $99. You earn a $40 commission on that year access subscription. So that's the way number 2, the role of a coach. Number 1, work on yourself. Number 2, help people get results. And then you as a coach get paid the commission. And then step number 3, if you don't really understand what Beachbody coaching is and how this program works, the third way, and this just simplifies it in three things that we do. The third way is you then have the ability to help that person that we've kind of talked about it today, but you have the ability to help that person that you helped. Like, you help them with your program, or Shakeology helps with their cholesterol levels, or whatever it is, or their cravings. You help them change their life with the programs. And then you teach them how to pay it forward. Like Chris says, teach them how to sow it forward to other people. So what that is then you can then offer them the opportunity to not just be your client, where they're paying full retail for the products and you're earning a commission. You can then help transition them into the role of a coach, just like you are, where they can now pay it forward to other people. And a coach basically gets a 25% discount on the products that they're using. And then they have the ability to refer the programs, refer the products, and help other people. And Daryl, the way I technically do it is I'll help someone get results. And sometimes they're like, no, I'm not a coach material. Like, coaching's not really my thing. Like, it's cool how you do it. But the way that I kind of explain it to them is, I've helped them lose 30 pounds or 50 pounds, or like Chris Pandolfo here, over 170 pounds. And so then the way that I kind of explain to them coaching. I'm like, here's what's going to happen, Daryl. Like if, let's say you were my client and you were using Shakeology and doing one of our workouts, I would say, you're going to go into work and you're going to drink your shake, you know, for your lunch or your break. And people at work are going to be like, dude, what's that? They're going to see that you've lost 30 pounds. They're going to be like, what's that shake? And I tell them there's a few options you can do. Number one, you can just say that's Shakeology, and they could go Google it from their work desk and buy it if that's what they want to do. Or you could say, hey, I got it from my friend Scotty. Like I can give you his info, or I can hook you guys up and he can help get you set up with it. And I tell that person, and you can do that, and I'll help them, and I'll get a 25% commission. Or I can show you, Daryl, how to send the link to them, and you can earn the 25% commission and kind of support them on that journey. And I say, like, which of those options would you prefer? So that's kind of like that third way of helping people transition from a customer into like an advocate or a coach to help pay it forward on a different level. Does that make sense? Or do you have any questions on that?
No, it absolutely makes sense. And that goes along with the paradigm that I believe in, all right? The more people we can help, the more people they can help. And increasing their sphere of influence in your own. And so I agree with that program of paying it forward. That's what we're here to do as coaches, as trainers, as leaders, is to continue to train other leaders so they can influence others to do good things, better things for the benefit and the health and welfare of the planet, right? Each and every one of us. So that sounds about right. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. If you guys have any other, Hannah, I'll pass it back to you. I
think that's exactly it. And actually, I think you're right, Daryl. Like, I think that change starts with you, and it starts with your sphere, like your close sphere. And that's, you know, this is why we all are here to coach, is because we have that ambition and we have that innate need and want to help other people. So yeah, no, I completely agree. Damien, do you have any questions? we've been chatting and there's a lot of questions, but go on. Have you got anything?
Firstly, who are the people that you're talking about that we coach?
Sorry, say that again. My internet
Who
cut out.
Who are the people that we coach?
Okay, so it really varies. So it starts with family and friends. So that is one of the ways that I looked at my personal business. I was like, right, I want to change me, but I also want to help. Like I've got two parents that are quite heavily overweight. I've got a lot of family and friends who are constantly talking about not feeling good about themselves, about their lives, about all of those types of things. And for me, I want to help the people around me. So it started with that. And then you'll probably see, because we started following each other on social media, that starts with, yes, your warm market, but then how can we help influence people outside of our close family and friends? And everyone does that completely differently. So it's about sharing your journey and your story to help inspire change with others. So growing our follower base and doing those things. The way I see it, though, is I don't see it as like, you know, there's a lot of this sort of hey girl stuff. That is not us at all. That is, you know, we are not that type of company. We are not that type of team. I want my team to be, and my client and customer base to be people who I would want to go for a drink with, who I'd want to go down the pub with, that I'd want to spend my time with. And I say that all the time, like if I, you know, and actually get to know people. Like so many people that are in my wellness community are people that started as friends and then said to, you know, friends on Instagram, and then said to me like, oh my God, what is it that you're doing? How can I be part of that? Because I've shared my story and my journey and that sort of stuff. So like through social media, essentially, because you're a life coach already, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm a life coach. So yeah, I am.
How like, you know, what sort of sparked your interest in this? How do you think that might work for you?
Well, what I can see at the moment, it looks like you give me a product and a program to work on myself. Then over time, people will start saying to me, I'm not sure how, because we're all online these days, but people are going to say, wow, you look amazing. What's your secret? And then I'm going to say, you should try this shape. You should do this program. And so I'm basically recruiting people. I'm coaching people that I know. Well, I'm recruiting people that I know. And when they start taking the shake and the program, I'm coaching them through their obstacles.
Yeah. A little bit. Go on, Chris. Did you want to say you had your hand up?
No, it was more to do with like the outreaching. I honestly don't increase my sphere of influence with the intention of selling a shake or a program to everyone. I found the best way to live, if you like, and by extension coaching, just share life. So for me, networking, if you like, is I have outside interest groups in Facebook. So one of them is for slow runners, because I'm a big guy anyway. Even after losing weight, I'm still I'm tall, I'm quite broad. So I'm part of a slow running group. I've got a neurological pain disorder, so I'm in a chronic pain group as well. And I'm just sharing those aspects of my life in those groups. So running there, pain there, some go into single mothers groups, and it's sharing those aspects of our life. So it's not like we're on a sales mission and we're just waiting to lower the Shakeology boom on them. It's like anything, you know, you talk about your kids, you talk about or how's your pain today, or how did your run go, and you're just sharing life. And when you're sharing the whole of your life, you're not waiting to, right, when can I start talking about Shakeology and make a sale? It'll just come up naturally in conversation, much like, I don't know, if you're a Christian, like I am, you'll just naturally start talking about going to church or Jesus, or offer to pray for someone. You're not thinking, where can I shoehorn it into the conversation? You're just sharing an aspect of your life. It's no different to talking about my kids and my wife or anything. So it's not, it can be organic is what I'm saying, if your intention is to just share life
and help other people. And that's, you know, I couldn't care less, if I'm honest with you, if people decide to buy from me or not. If I have shown up on social media and I have added value to someone that day, and they've seen my story, or they've taken something from my post and they have made a change, or they've said, you know, I have so many people that say to me, do you know what, your stories inspired me to drink more water today, or to go and work out, or to do this, or, you know, to eat a better meal, or I tried that recipe that you shared. I'm like, that's epic, because I'm inspiring change in other people. I don't care if I earn a commission off that person or not. I want to instill change in other people and help people live healthier lives, I guess. In and out. I'm all for the in. Go on, Fee.
None of my folk, David, none of my clients have Shakeology. I've never pushed it on them. I've spoke to them about it. One of the girls tried it and it just didn't like it. The other girls all have their own reasons for not taking it, their own specific like shake diets of their own from doctors, or they just can't afford it. So I don't push that on anybody. None of my ladies have it. They see what it does for me, but for their own situation, it just doesn't suit them. And so, as I say, I never push it on them. And a lot of it, if you're a life coach, I get a lot of like people speaking to me about the kind of wellness, the mindset aspect of it. As I said earlier, I'm kind of recently just going through a separation, and I think a lot of people kind of can't understand why I'm quite so kind of calm about it, or how I've kind of dealt with it okay. And that's the kind of thing that people will say to me, like, where have you got like a kind of positive attitude, or how have you got a different perspective than what you would have had 5 years ago? And people actually approach me for that side of it as much as the fitness. And that's where I then kind of say, well, actually, as part of my coaching, we do personal development, and also the fitness helps my wellness as well. So it's never like going out and saying, come and buy my stuff, come and buy this. For me anyway, I never find any of that going out and pushing it on anyone.
No, and I think I'm a different person than I was 3 years ago internally. Like my nickname at work used to be Angry Hannah. I kid you not. And that's like, you know, I'm just drastically a different person because of focusing on me and my own internal self-talk and my limiting beliefs and all of those weird and wonderful things that we tell ourselves. It's pretty interesting actually seeing the change. And actually, you know, we moved house mid-pandemic with a newborn whilst shielding, and I'm still feeling I am cool as a cucumber. My husband doesn't get it. He's like, no, everything's going to be fine. And it's because of the whole piece. It's changed my life, really has, which is a bit melodramatic. But Bookie, I don't know if you can hear us.
Hi Hannah, I can hear you guys. Sorry, I can't show my face right now.
That's okay, don't worry. Did you have any questions at all? I know you've sort of been catching up on some of the information.
Yeah, totally. So I think I'm starting to get a little bit of an understanding. Sorry, I joined a teeny bit late. So from what I understand is we go looking for our own clients as opposed to working with existing clients.
Right.
And it's commission based, really, based on the products the clients buy.
So
Okay.
is there a fee that you're expecting from us for the products and stuff? Or is there a fee for the program or something?
Yeah. Scotty, did you cover any of that in your video earlier at all?
Damien, can you
About how to get started? Because I think that's actually something that's and I think that's one of the things that I loved about this is like your investment is in yourself.
Yeah. Damien, what was can you repeat that question?
So it sounds to me like we're driving towards some kind of program where we have to pay either for the products or to join the program. It sounds to me from experience, you're driving us towards a sell, but I don't know, so I'm asking you.
Well, not necessarily driving you towards the sell. Obviously, if you decide that you want to become a coach or use the programs, then you would buy the Beachbody on Demand or Shakeology or the pre-workout or whatever supplements, whatever you feel you need that will help you achieve your goals. The typical, for example, this month alone, without doing any copy-paste scripts, like people just by continually marketing, adding value to people, helping people, sharing people's results, I've been able to help 20 people get started this month as either a customer or a coach with what we call a challenge pack. And a challenge pack is a year access to Beachbody on Demand, which gives them all the programs plus the meal plan, and Shakeology, or the pre-workout combined with like a post-workout protein shake. And so like if you decide that, yes, I want to become a coach, you would want to purchase and I did a video on it this morning, you can watch it, but you would want to purchase the best. There's a few options. You can pay $40 and that signs you up as a coach. That's your coach enrollment fee. And then if you do that, then you have, as a coach, a $15.95 every month coach business fee. And that's the fee that you pay to have a coach account with Beachbody. They give you the websites for you to send links to track all your customers, your clients, your coaches, all of that stuff. Now, however, I can't even say like 99% of the time my coaches and customers buy a challenge pack. It's like when they're starting, it's 100% of the time. They don't pay the $40 coach sign-up fee. They buy a challenge pack. They get a year access to the programs and either Shakeology or the pre-workout and post-workout for $160.
It's the same in pounds.
What is that?
It's the same in pounds.
Same in pounds, okay. And that, when you get that challenge pack during your coach sign-up process, it waives the $40 sign-up fee. So you don't have to pay the $40 sign-up fee separate. So that is, if you decide that you want to become a coach or experience the program first as a client, that's the same price either way. It's $160 for a challenge pack. Cool. So
and with the $15.95, the other thing, I mean, that covers a whole host of things. So you get your 25% discount moving forward. That's all the training. It's like you said, it's the website. But the thing for me, when I was looking at starting a business 3 years ago, was I didn't want to be buying all the products and putting out a huge expense and having to sort shipping and customer service. So Beachbody do all of that for us. So I see that like that $15.95 is like my Costco membership. Like that's my membership for them doing all of that work for me, which enables me to help other people and not have to do all like the admin stuff that I haven't got any interest in, you know, sending out and buying products. And especially during lockdown, heavens, like that would have been hell because we were shielded. I couldn't go out. So, you know, it covers all of that sort of stuff for me. And I think that that's what I like, you know. Like I remember us having a conversation, Scotty, and I was like, really? So, you know, it's not like a franchise where I have to buy into X or I have to do Y. And it's like, no, as joining as a customer is exactly the same price as a coach, but it gets you started with understanding the programs, getting results from the programs, you know, following the meal plans, and the educational programs are second to none. Like I yo-yo dieted and had so many eating issues before I followed these programs. Couldn't work out why I was going to the gym for 9 years and didn't see any results. It's because it's 80% nutrition, and actually nutrition, like you've got to start by fueling your body first, right? So all of that, it, you know, and I think I liked that simplicity, that I haven't got to fork out all of this stuff in order to be able to start my own business, because starting your own business is scary and you don't necessarily want to put a huge outlay. So that was kind of quite a, you know, I kind of quite like that. There's no other hidden costs or anything like that. It's about starting on you and focusing on you, like you said. Absolutely.
One of the last things I want to share before we get off is once you become a coach, like it's your own business. You don't have to order a certain amount of product. You don't have to sell a certain amount of product. You don't have to order product and ship it out of your house and sell to people and ship it. Like you simply send a link to somebody. They click the link, they buy it, Beachbody ships it, Beachbody pays you the commission, then they're your responsibility as a customer. And then the only other thing that I want you guys to know is like we're a team of coaches. So at least once a week we do a training where we're teaching all of these things: how to help your customers get results, how to market on Instagram, how to run a group to help people get results, all of these different things. We do a training each week, but also on top of that, Beachbody also does a weekly training on Monday mornings. And then there's also the opportunity where there's a group called the Beachbody Champions page, where there's corporate mentors from Beachbody that are also training on everything you need to know. Like I didn't have any social media experience, but here I am just 10 minutes ago saying like I attracted in, 20 new clients this month alone that bought a challenge pack either as a customer or coach. And that's just from learning from other people that are successful at it through these team trainings and calls, through these calls run by corporate once a week, and then just applying those things and applying them into my business with my own style. And that's what I really love. Is just there's that support and there's the training. Because if you look at any other business in the world, whether it's, let's say there's 2 gyms in your town that they're rival gyms, let's say. One is not going to say, hey, let's hop on a Zoom call this Wednesday, and I'm going to teach you how we got all of these new clients. And I'm going to tell you everything I did to get 20 new clients, last week. And that's the kind of the thing different about Team Beachbody coaching is Hannah, when she's seeing success with something, she's going to tell you and the rest of the coaches on the team exactly what she's doing. And the same thing goes for me and the rest of the leaders on our team, and even inside of Beachbody as a whole, outside of this team. Okay. I hear my kids screaming.
I was going to say, whose kid is that my baby? Should I go?
I got
check?
5 running. They're fine.
Cool. Well, I reckon we probably should call it a night.
Yeah.
An hour. And I go check on the kids. But if you have any more questions, please do reach out to the coach that's invited you in here. We'll make sure we share this call as well for those that can join. I know there was a lot of people that were hoping to hop on that can join us. So I think one of the other things to say, Scotty, is that, how big's our team? 80,000?
45,000.
45. There you go. I'm thinking of big dynasty. So
hey, we're gonna have a team of 80,000 in 3 years. We're growing.
So I think there's a lot of experience and mentorship and all sorts of stuff in there, isn't there? And I think that's that means quite a lot that was kind of like something for me that was really important. We've got a lot of support there. But yeah, thank you everyone for joining us. It was lovely to see you. Hello, little one. Yeah, great to share with you.
And the new hashtag before I end the recording is be like Daryl at 50. Hashtag.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go.
All right, thanks, guys.
Have great evenings, guys. Take care. Bye.